Good day, YouTube. My name is Innocent Magaji. For those who are familiar with the content I do release regularly on the YouTube and the Facebook page, Narrative Africa. Now, I've come up again with one of those topics, the regular topic. This one is a little bit controversial, and I know a lot of people might not, get me. So, I will first of all question you to, reason with me, dialogue with me. There is a reason why I'm raising this conversation, and it's very important that we start a conversation around this topic. So I'm inviting you to dialogue with me, to try to reason with me, to see what you think about it. And before I do that, I would like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the YouTube allows us to be able to read your comment. If you're not subscribed, we can be able to see your comment. So you need to subscribe, leave your comment, leave your comprehensive comment, leave your comprehensive, criticism, so that we can be able to dialogue around this topic. Now, this is a very controversial topic. And as you can see, I've titled it, Stop Blaming the White Man. And I will go ahead to justify that statement. I'll go ahead to show you why it is important that we start to change our mindset, why it is important for us to see things differently. So, if at the end of the day I'm unable to justify my debate or to be able to present good my idea, you're invited to correct me, you're invited to leave your opinion. I will read them, I will see them, I will reply you. And probably it might be able to help me to change my mind. After all, who am I? We're learning every day. And I'm just starting this dialogue because I searched all over the internet. I haven't seen any topic in regards to this. So I'm starting this dialogue. What I did, on the contrary, I saw a lot of topics that are not directly related to what I'm about to say, but rather their school of thought among the black community. And when I say black community, I'm referring to both African diaspora and African in Africa. So when I say African in diaspora, I'm referring to both African Americans and African in Caribbeans and African in every part of the country. Anywhere you find a black person, we are afflicted with specific problem. Okay, so now I will try to employ certain word that might seem harsh. I'm apologizing in advance. I have to say it as it is. We have to be honest. We have to be blunt with ourselves. We have to communicate the ideas, employing the most plausible word necessary so that people can be able to get this message. So what am I going to do? I'm going to discuss just three things, three things. First of all, I'm going to identify the school of thought that black people have espoused, people of color espoused around the world. Then I'm going to identify the role of the Westerners, the role of the white man, his role around the world, and the role that the white man played in Africa, and what the white man did that influenced and changed the life of Africans. Then I'm going to go again and take us to look at the role of the black man. What have we done for ourselves? And what didn't we do for ourselves? So it's a session of questioning right now. We have to question these things. So we're going to put the white man, the Westerners, on the loop. We're going to put the black man on the loop. We're going to see what is the fault of the white man and what is the fault of the black man. Because sometimes when we listen to other black people speak, they sound as if black people are saints, black people are holy, black people are godly people. We don't commit crimes. We don't kill each other. We're not serial killers. We're not murderers. We're not, we don't commit homicide. We don't kill. We don't commit different kinds of crime. We don't steal. We don't do anything. That the devil, quote unquote, is the white man. The white man has damaged the world, which is not entirely false, because the white man also has his fault. They have their role. The Westerners have their role that they played around the world. We black people also have our role that we play around the world. But when we speak today, the loudest voice are those who are blaming the white people for the underdevelopment of Africa and not the underdevelopment of every black person around the world. So this is what I'm going to discuss. So I'm inviting you to dialogue with me, to listen to me, to understand. Now, what is it? What do I want to say? Am I saying that the white people who didn't commit any crime in Africa? Not entirely. That's not what I'm saying. I want us to be able to acknowledge that, yes, so many bad things happen. The Western civilization is one of the best civilization that has ever, happened to humanity, and which is true. It's undeniable. You can argue this with me, but I will give you fact about this. Okay? Today, we no longer have kings and warriors. We no longer have warlords. We no longer have emperors. All because of this constant evolution. And evolution is part of the human nature, is part of the human culture. So we have to accept things. If you want to remain in the past, that is your problem. That is your fault. But we have to evolve. And the human evolution, the Westerners have played a very huge role in the human evolution. Today, armies all around the world wear uniforms. They march, they sing, they blow trumpet. There is national anthem. Every country have their national anthem. All these things were system introduced to us by the Westerners. The Western culture, Christianity, Islam, a lot of things, the culture of reading. Now, almost half of the world is speaking almost one language. The English language is spread around the world. It's because of what I call cross-cultural pollination. Instead of colonialism. Now the world is integrating in a different way, both in technology, both linguistically and economically. We're becoming closer, getting closer to each other. And all these things happen because of the Western adventure, because the Westerners picked the first step to be able to move. Of course, they were forced by certain forces of nature, like the diseases, the outbreak, and the European coming out of the Dark Age. So then then the Middle Age, and we started seeing things. They are forced to travel around the world to colonize other areas, and that is how all this movement, this evolution started to happen. So in the process of this evolution, errors were done, atrocities were committed. That is very fine. We agreed with that. So we have to also see that these things were true. These things were done to so many people. Millions of people were being enslaved. Millions of people were being brainwashed. Thousands of people were killed. Colonialism, neo-colonialism still continue to happen. Yes, but we also have to look at the role that we, black people, played in our own life. We have to look at the opportunity that we had and what we did with that opportunity, what we did to ourselves. And is it okay, is it wise for us to continue to blame the white man for our problem? Is it okay for us to continue to blame the white man for our plight? So we have to ask ourselves these questions. Now, I will go ahead and give you 5 reasons why continuous blaming of the white man will not be a very charming idea. Okay? Sorry, the recording was a little bit interrupted. So I made promise of giving us 5 reasons, but I've trimmed down my reason to just 3 concrete reasons. First of all, like I said, I promised to identify some of the school of thought which are the Pan-Africanists, and the Afrocentrics, and yes, those ones that call the Hebrews. Very funny ideas. Whenever I think about it, it's funny because those were some of the things I lived in the past. I had those ideas, I had those opinions about myself, about the white people. I was trying to reinvent my own personality. So yes, those are some of the school of thought that we have, and all these school of thought are focused. They have one objective: the NOU, the NOI, the Nation of Islam. Led today by Minister Louis Farrakhan. That he was started by Muhammad Elijah. We saw it. Muhammad Ali, as the famous boxer, some of you know, he was part of the movement. Even Malcolm X, that some of you know, is part of the movement. So but there are individuals, and there are so many movements. We are so good at this. Now, I want to start right now. Listen to this very well. Listen, very important thing I want to say. It's a pity. It is a shame that we are begging for what we deserve. Now, this is the number 1 point I'm trying to make now. What do we want? What do a black man want? A black man wants what the white man wants. A black man wants what the Westerner wants. A black man wants what every Chinese person, every normal human being wants in life. We just want the freedom. We want to eat. We want to be able to sleep peacefully. We want to be able to be assured that the future of our children is assured. Give them good education and wear proper clothes and live like any normal human being. But what is not normal is when we try to ask from this thing from a Westerner, as if the Westerner is holding us ransom. The Westerner cannot give you what you deserve. He can never give you what you want. Now, this will lead us to examine why do the Westerners did what they did. I'm talking about colonialism, I'm talking about slavery. Were they passionate about this? Were they deriving some very funny pleasure doing this? Was it a forced thing? Were they obliged to do it? It's simple to see the reason why all those things were done. They did it out of necessity for survival. They wanted to survive. It's a basic human instinct. And that is what we need to understand, that predation is the law, that we are governed by the law of predation. The strong eat the weak. So you have to fight for your survival. You have to take whatever you want. It cannot be given to you, because it's a privilege today to be able to extract raw materials in Africa without paying for them, to feed your people. That is basic survival instincts. It's not as if they are being happy seeing us down, but they are fighting for their own survival, but they are fighting for the future of their children. And what we can do is not that, okay, let's cut them off. No, we can say, okay, look, we're generous. We want to develop our thing, and we'll share with you. Don't worry. We'll share our food with you. We'll share our minerals with you. That is the only thing we can do about it. So it's even pathetic. You think about it. You're begging for someone to give you what you deserve, to give you your freedom. Francophone countries are being colonized, neo-colonialism today. Now, all we can do is to blame, oh, France is doing this, France is doing that, France is doing the France is doing... No, we are our own enemies. France cannot give you the freedom that you want. France cannot give you electricity. France cannot take your children to the school. If you're waiting for France to do all these things, then you must be a stupid ethnic group. Yes, I said it, I employed that word. I'm angry that you're waiting for someone to give you what you deserve. Now, I'm speaking about this. I'm talking about responsibility now. We have to take responsibility of our future into our hands. We have to understand that France, cannot go and build our satellite for us. They cannot build our dams for us. They cannot build our road for us. We have to take the responsibility and do what we ought to do, and stop blaming people, and stop begging, and stop crying. We must do it no matter the cost. We can die, but a lot of people have died trying to achieve these things. If all of us put our hands together, we will achieve it. So you cannot beg for what you deserve. You cannot ask somebody to give you freedom. You can't. You cannot beg for your freedom. You must fight for it. Because that person is a privilege for them to be able to have these things, to be able to have power over you. So stop blaming them. You have to examine your own conscience. You have to know that it's your fault. That your house is not kept clean, that your country is, falling down, that you cannot be able to do anything about it. So no one will give you what you want. That is what I want us to remember. No one. This is a very important point I want us to remember. You will beg till tomorrow. You will cry, you will protest. No one will give you what you want. So when I speak like this, a lot of people try to wonder. They try to ask me, what are you doing, Innocent? And what can we do to be able to emancipate ourselves? First of all, you need to identify two things. That slavery is finished, is ended already. I'm talking about physical slavery. But we still are psychologically enslaved today through so many ideas. Now, a lot of people, the Pan-Africanists, the school of thought of Pan-Africanists, or the Afrocentrists are saying, no, let's go back to the old Africa, let's go back to our tradition and all these things. Me, I'm saying that is unnecessary. We are not going backward, we have to move forward. And to move forward, we have to identify certain good values about the Western culture. I'm talking about the art culture, where art collections are being kept and being worshipped and being venerated, are being looked upon with value. I'm talking about, giving credit to specific people that spend their energy on working on specific stuff. We have to give people credit for that. So what I'm saying is that we have to pick certain good aspect of the Western culture and incorporate it into the African culture. A fusion of both the Western and the African culture to have a progressive society, and that is what we need to do. So we need to copy the economic system, see the positive aspect of it, and incorporate it, and look at all the political aspect, the good aspect of it, and incorporate it into our own system and see what we can do to be able to advance. That's what we need to do. So instead of going backwards, so fix it, blend the fusion of both African and Western culture, blend them together and advance. This is what we need to do. Now, what can you do individually? This is what a lot of people don't know. They think we need external forces, or we need to wait on our government to do something about for us, or we need to wait for an individual to come and do something. Every individual can do whatever you want to do. There are a lot of people doing it now. Tyler Perry, for example, in the American, he created a studio, a movie studio right now, to be able to, give authentic narrative. That is, he's already taken his liberty. He has already assumed his responsibility If we have many people like him in different sectors, in different industry, in telecommunication, in transport, and all those things, both in Africa. For example, somebody like Dangote, he's already playing his role in Africa. He's doing his duty by creating industry, by creating businesses. This is what every individual. So this is where you have to cogitate, you have to think, you have to look deep inside you and see the talent that you have and use and to develop your talent to become a universal talent that will help your community, that will help your country, that will help your nation, that will help humanity. This is simple. It's as simple as that. No government will give you this. Nobody, no external forces will come around to give you this thing. So this is my opinion. Stop the blame game. Let's join hands together. No one will give us what we want. No one will give us our freedom. No one will give us our liberty. No one will give us food. No one will assure the future of our children. We have to assume the responsibility. So before I stop this conversation because it's getting too long, let me give you this. Take it within you, in your mind, that the problem of Africa and the problem of every black man is 70% personal, okay? But 30% external. Let's assume that. So if you're to focus on solving this problem, where will you focus your energy? Will you go after the 30% or will you go after the 70%? The moment you take it upon yourself to fix your internal problem, the ethnic problem that we have, killing each other and not respecting the laws, you will see that the world will be forced to respect you. That is what the Chinese people did after centuries of humiliation from the British Kingdom. They just stood up to rebrand their country, and today they are respected by force. They command respect, and that is what we need to do. So fix our problem, fix us first. Individuality. If you are into welding, make sure that you can be able to expand your business. If you're into sewing clothes, if you're a tailor, make sure that you can be able to create a global universal brand. Not just sew clothes for 2 to 3 people. No, create a universal brand like H&M and other. Copy the system, the universal system, apply them into your life to grow our community. That's what we need to do. And stop blaming external forces for what we have to do or for what is happening to us. And by the time we're done, they will be forced to respect us. So thank you so much. Please go ahead and leave your comment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.